I get asked all the time who my best girl in Tower of God is, who is my best waifu in Tower of God, and every time I give the answer, people are always like, really? This Tower of God waifu? Why not Dorsey? Why not Yuri? And I wanted to make a video explaining myself because I truly think this is the best waifu in Tower of God, and I want to explain myself and make it clear why I think so. Longtime fans of the channel already know this, but my best girl in Tower of God is Yeon Ehwa. And yes, that is how you say it. I know, I'm getting used to it as well. Ehwa is a member of Team Sweet and Sour. Obviously, she's introduced at the start of Season 2. And she definitely is popular. Like, there are people other than me who really love Ehwa, but she isn't on the same level of popularity as characters like Dorsey and Yuri, and I understand why. But I want to explain why I think that Ehwa is special and sort of deserves her own special place away from the other Tower of God girls. By the way, this is just a fun video. I'm just talking about Ehwa. I'm using the whole waifu thing as an excuse, okay? Shh. So right off the bat, Ehwa is different from a lot of the other characters that we've met because she isn't exactly super likable right off the bat. When you first meet her, she's cool, you know, she's a member of the Yeon family, so one of the 10 great families. She uses fire, but the thing about her is she's sort of a little bit abrasive and proud and spunky. Those are like the main ways that I describe her. She's definitely arrogant at times, and she thinks that she's sort of special and greater than a lot of other people, particularly men. The Yeon family sort of has a disdain for men in the tower. But regardless, so this sort of makes us think that she's a bit of not a nice person, right? She's a little mean to Viol. Well, okay, she's more than mean. She pretty much hates Viralaine right away. Even Wangnan, you know, when you first meet her, there's definitely that feeling of, ooh, this person is not great. But you start to learn that it's not really that she's a bad person. It's just that that's how she's been raised and taught. So like I said, the Yeon family sort of has that disdain, and that's sort of passed on to her. She's very proud of her family, and so that's just who she is. And like eventually that becomes likable. You know, maybe not many people dislike her right away, but she's not like super likable right off the bat, like Yuri or Dorsey or whoever. So then the more you go through Season 2, eventually she starts to warm up to the group. So at first, she doesn't think that she's going to find them a family, just think of them as a family. And eventually she does, and the whole team, I love Team Sweet and Sour. Eventually she becomes a member of the family, you know, they're chilling and stuff, but she still hates Viralaine. And of course this sort of gets solved further and further down in Season 2. But the reason, the big thing that tells us that Ehwa is going through a lot of change is during the Flower of Zigana arc. And the arc starts and we see her talking with, I don't know if it's another member of the family or someone who knows the family or whatever, but she's very proud of the family. She's always wearing the hairpin, you know. But then at the end of the arc, we learn that the Yeon family is responsible for a lot of shady stuff going on with the Zigana and the baby Ziganas and the flowers, right? And this really, she's crushed. The Yeon family is everything to her, and when she learns this, she's like devastated. But it's her first step towards maturing and becoming her own person. She's not bound by her family. I really like this, you know? And the way that SIU portrays it to us is not like shoving it down our throats. We learn about it and we see her in her room and it's dark and she's just, you can tell she's like a different person, right? And she doesn't let this get her down. She keeps her personality, but it is her first step towards becoming her own person and not letting her family values define her. So right off the bat, I really like this because unlike Yuri, who is just likable right away, Ehwa is an interesting character, but becomes likable through the events that follow in Season 2. Obviously, a lot more happens than just what I mentioned, but that's sort of the main Kickstarter event that happens. There's also just the fact that she can't control her firepower. So unlike other people from the 10 great families or irregulars or whoever who are just like really strong, she sort of fits in with Team Sweet and Sour because they're not exactly super strong. The difference is Ehwa has the potential to be insanely powerful. She's a member of the Yeon family, etc. The thing is, though, she can't control her firepower. And I really like this because she's somebody who, although she's arrogant and whatnot, she can be really calm and controlled when she wants to be. But then, when she can't control her fire, she gets all frustrated, right? As opposed to someone like Quattro, who is utter chaos, like wrapped up in a person, but he can control his fire perfectly. And they actually have a conversation about this during the workshop battle. I love it. And it's really great because we get to see Ehwa start off unable to control it and eventually slowly start to master it in the workshop battle when she incinerates the parasite. That honestly is such a hype moment because we've gone chapters and chapters of her being frustrated, and eventually when we need her to most, she controls it perfectly and she's like, I did it, you know? The training paid off. I really love this. So she's not a character who is just right away super powerful, super likable. She grows that and that becomes a journey for her, an adventure, right? And she grows that over time. I think that's so great, and more characters in Tower of God need that sort of growth. And I think that is only further expanded during the Hell Train. One of my favorite moments and favorite fights in Tower of God is Ehwa versus Raguel, or Angel. This is honestly, if you had seen me react to this, I wish I had recorded it forever ago, but I was so hyped because Raguel and Welsar Elliott were set up as sort of these gigantic antagonists in this arc. And we know that Bomb is the one who takes down Welsar Elliott, but then Ehwa is the one who takes down Raguel. And I love this because Raguel had just killed Hongzhou, who was sort of like Ehwa's partner during that test, and she goes fire ballistic mode. Not necessarily because of that, but regardless, she goes crazy. But the thing is, she controls it perfectly, and this is the only moment in Tower of God where we've seen her control her flames perfectly. And again, it's that growth. She went from utterly not able to control her fire to she can control a burst of it, and now she like transcends, and I absolutely love this. It's like she unlocks a whole new level of power, and she like surpasses what she thought she was capable of. And then Raguel is like, oh, whoa. And I love that moment because Raguel hates the 10 families and Ehwa has the eyes of the 10 families. That is amazing. It's amazing stuff. And Ehwa, it just shows you that she's learned through all that. She's grown as a character, both like personality-wise and character-wise, and who she is as a person, but also her fighting capabilities. Now, other characters don't necessarily have this, especially other potential waifus in Tower of God. So Yuri is awesome right away, both personality-wise and power-wise. In Dorsey, she's like kind of mean right away, or mean's the wrong word. She's sort of, sketchy at first, but quickly becomes super likable. Obviously, she's super badass right away. But Ehwa, again, like, she's a part of Team Sweet and Sour, who are all people who, some of them have potential, some of them not as much, but they're all people who are trying to learn and grow and climb, even though they have these drawbacks. And I absolutely love that. I think Ehwa, like, by the end of Season 2 and start of Season 3, she's become so loyal to Viralaine and Bomb. She's become like a new person. Like, when you look at end of Season 2 Ehwa and start of Season 2 Ehwa, they're like two different people. That growth is why I like Ehwa so much. That she truly becomes a new person over time. And I think that is essential in stories like this. That character development is huge. And I'm not saying that characters like Yuri or Dorsey don't have character development. They're really awesome in their own right. But I really like Ehwa because of all these things. She also just has a really cool design, and her power is really great, really cool. So those are just some reasons why I like Ehwa. I want to explain myself. That way, if anybody is ever like, oh, once again, I can just say, watch this video. And you can hear my explanation to your heart's content. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. My question is, who is your Tower of God waifu or husbando? Because when Joe and I made that waifu tier list, everybody was complaining that Kun wasn't at the top. So put down your waifu or husbando in the comments down below. I'm really curious who the most popular candidates are. And subscribe for more Tower of God content. Also, this Saturday, 2 days from now, we are dropping episode 0 of our Season 2 Tower of God dub. I am beyond excited. It's gonna be amazing. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be fun, I should say. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. So stay tuned for that. If you want to support the channel, link to our Patreon is in the description down below. And yeah, I mean, other than that, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you in my next Tower of God video. Take care.